Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video and welcome to another book haul, because I have bought some books in the last 6 months and today I thought that I could show you all of them and talk a little bit about them and just share our excitement about books, or my excitement, and I hope that you follow along on this ride with me. And so what are we gonna do first? I think we're gonna do right here that I have actually read 2 of the books in, and that is the complete Twisted series by Anna Huang. I have read the first 2 books, Twisted Love and Twisted Games. Twisted Games was my favorite of the 2. This one I would say is a Grumpy Sunshine. I think all of these are Grumpy Sunshine / Enemies to Lovers books, but this was Enemies to Lovers. It's her brother's best friend. Her brother is out of town, and before this the brother asked his best friend to kind of take care of his little sister, to look after her if something happens. So male character moves into the brother's house and they live next door to each other, and it's like a billionaire romance because he's very wealthy, he's very grumpy, and kind of mafia vibes in this book. And Twisted Games is a bodyguard romance, also an Enemies to Lovers or Hate to Love, because Reese Larson and Bridget, they don't like each other in the beginning, but he needs a job and she needs a new bodyguard to appease like her family, the royal family of this fictive European country. It's very Grumpy Sunshine in this one as well, but I like this better than the first one, because Alex Volkov, the male character of the first one, was a little bit too much. This was not supposed to be a review. I bought the first 2, I read them, and then I knew that I needed to read the 3rd one and the 4th one, because all of these so far has been a fun time. It's a little bit over the top sometimes for me, especially with the spicy and the steamy scenes, but it's still compelling me enough to read the next ones. And I think this one, Twisted Hate, is from the female character's brother's point of view, so we finally get his point of view, and then the female character's friends, and so that is also kind of forbidden, but I think this is emphasis on the hate to love and the enemies to lovers. And then the 4th one is also one of the friends of the first heroine of the first book, and I also think it's kind of a billionaire romance. She is an influencer and he is I think he was the boss of Reese Larson in the 2nd book. I think I remember that because I got really intrigued about his character and wondering if he was gonna get his own book, and he is getting his own book in this one. So the Twisted series is not for the faint of heart, let's just say that. I have 2 very distinct moods. Either it's like fluffy rom-com style of books, or it's this. And I like the discreet covers of these printed editions, and they look really nice in the shelf. On the same kind of unhinged billionaire books, we have the Dreamland Billionaires books by Lauren Asher. The first one being The Fine Print, the second one being Terms and Conditions, and the 3rd one being Final Offer. And yes, I know that these don't look the same as spines, and I don't understand why, because it's the same publisher. I think this was originally self-published, but it is now under Piatkus Books. I think most people like Terms and Conditions best of these 3. I haven't read any of them, let's just begin with that. I got a gift card and I wanted to read these anyway. So if I don't like billionaire romance books, it's a shame, because I now have these 3. Many people say that it's like a family owning something like Disneyland, but instead of Disneyland it's called Dreamland. And so the first one has inherited the business, and then the female character of this is working for him, so it's kind of a workplace, I think, romance, a forbidden romance as well. And the premise of the series is that their grandfather, I think there's 3 brothers, and their grandfather has died, and in his will he says that all these 3 brothers have to like accomplish something or get over something in their life, like a trauma, or work some things out in their life in order to get their part of the will. And so all of these guys have motivations to do this thing that their grandfather wants them to do, but at the same time it's going against like everything that they stand for, and it's also like they're going to meet their fears, essentially, is what I'm gathering here. So 3 brothers, 3 romance stories. We also get the POVs of the female characters. This is a very popular series, especially on BookTok, and I've had a kind of habit of buying complete series, because I found that with especially fantasy, it is a big mistake for me to buy a series, because I don't tend to like every book in the fantasy series. And so I have been trying to hold back myself from buying complete fantasy series when it's like 7 or so books. And there is an exception of this rule as well that I have made this year. That's because the Zodiac Academy, all the books in the Zodiac Academy published so far, I don't know if there's gonna be more books, I think so. They are very hard to come by. I think they're available on Kindle Unlimited, but I don't have that, and I couldn't find any ebooks of it, like to buy to my Kindle. I couldn't find ebooks. or they were really expensive. The printed copies were only available through like Amazon, or they were really expensive. It's a self-published series, so I was expecting it to be expensive. But then I found something, I think it was on Facebook or something, like a group for selling books. Someone was selling all of their Zodiac Academy books. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2 novellas. But I have been wanting to read them for a long time now, and I thought that it was finally time. I got the 9 books for $100, so 1,000 or a little bit under 1,000 Swedish kronor, when it would have cost me maybe $400 to buy it like new. And I am not committed to like joining Kindle Unlimited because I don't read that much. That is for me a big investment, even though some of you might not think that. I thought so. So I bought the physical books, and I can't show it to you guys now because I used it as a flower press, because they are heavy and they're big and they're perfect for that kind of thing. It was a big choice, a big investment, if I can say that, a big splurge of money. And I've still not read the first one. The text is really small in these books, and if I knew that, I don't think that I would have bought them. But like, if I end up loving this series so much, then I don't think the small text is gonna annoy me that much. But either way, I've done it now, so I can always sell them to other people if they want to read them. Anyway, it works as a flower press though. Then we have 2 Ali Hazelwood books, and that is Love Theoretically and Loath to Love You, and this is a full-length novel which I have read, and then this is a collection of 3 novellas that she has written, or short stories. It's Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero. So I've been wanting to read these, and since I absolutely adored Love on the Brain, and I did like Love Hypothesis, her first novel, I knew that I wanted to get this, and I took up the sticker here. But I am so in love with Ali Hazelwood's writing style. I have really enjoyed every single book of hers, because it's a collection of steamy STEMinist novellas, and I have enjoyed this aspect of her books every single time. The women working in STEM, with science, and even though I don't understand most of the things said in the book, I still enjoy it and I feel smart after reading it. And then we have Love Theoretically, her 3rd published story. And actually, about Ali Hazelwood, she just announced that she's writing a paranormal romance that will be published February next year, and it's called Bride, and it's a vampire and a werewolf love story. I am so pumped for this, and that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like I'm coming into my paranormal romance era, because of course I will read that ASAP. I bought this even before its release date because it was in the Swedish stores before the release date. I thought that this was gonna be like an Hermione and Draco kind of retelling, like the Love Hypothesis was kind of inspired by Raylo, like it was a Raylo fanfic from the beginning, but this is not really that. It was not what I expected. Academic Rivals, which is something that she has in every single one of her books. It's a hero that is very big, it's a heroine that is so small and petite, and this book also have representation of like disabilities. It's Grumpy Sunshine, kind of everything that you might love about Hazelwood books is in this as well. And then I forgot to show you King of Wrath by Anna Hong, a new series by her, and I do think this is also kind of enemies to lovers. Maybe it's a little bit like a billionaire, a mafia kind of thing. And I love the cover so much, and I love the spines so much, and so I'm ready for this. That was a book of hers that I forgot to show you. But then we have Scandalized by Ivy Owens, a book that I heard both Tessa Bailey and Ali Hazelwood talk about. And those 2 authors are romance authors that I adore, like their books. So I needed to get this ASAP. And Ali Hazelwood described it as the male character is a K-drama actor, and I love K-drama, and that's like my favorite type of TV now. It's the older brother of her childhood friend, so it's kind of forbidden there. It seems really cute. So, and Ali Hazelwood and Tessa Bailey thought fondly of it, and Rosie Danan as well. Helen Huang said pure magic. Then we have Icebreaker, which has been very hyped on Book Talk. It's by Hannah Grace, and I'm taking off the sticker here as well, revealing the cute illustration there. It's a hockey romance between an ice skater and a hockey player, and I found that I love hockey romances. I have read a bunch of Elle Kennedy books so far, and I just want to read more hockey romance. It has been hyped. Some people say that it's too long, but I don't think that it's gonna, you know, put me off. So, and then we have what I think is my only bought YA fantasy this year. That is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black, the first novel in a new series of her. in the same world, like in Elfheim, in the same world as the Cruel Prince. We follow Oak, and I don't remember the name of... I just saw the map, and it's so beautiful. Like always, Holly Black books, in this series especially, are always so beautifully illustrated. Like, look at this. I don't think this is a special edition, but a certain edition that I have now in all of her books, in like the Cruel Prince series and in this, that has the embossed like artwork on the hardback. The female character is called Ren, and Oak, you might know him from the Cruel Prince series. He is Jude Duarte's little brother, or like adoptive bonus brother, whatever you call it. And looking at this now makes me really want to read it, so maybe this will be my next read. I said that when I first bought it, maybe I showed it in like a plan with me video. I said that this was gonna be my next read. It wasn't, but you know, maybe now's the time. Then I bought The Deal by Elle Kennedy very recently because it was just published in Swedish. I have read it in English on my iPad in like an ebook format, but when I saw that this was coming out in Swedish, I needed to buy it. It's Garrett and Hannah's story, and I think it was my favorite in that first series of hers. I don't know if it's my favorite book of hers if I include both the Off-Campus series and the Braille University series, but it's definitely up there. It's a hockey romance, and I do like this cover better than the English ones because it's way more discreet than the English ones. And even though I want for the Swedish publishers publishing in romance in that genre, even though I want them to publish Swedish romance novels written by Swedish authors instead of just translating English romance to Swedish, I knew I needed to buy this because I think you can do both. I don't want them to only publish English translated to Swedish. I want them to publish Swedish as well because it has a market, we know this. But yeah, I hope that they translate the other books in the series because I don't own any of the other books, and I would like to own them in this more discreet version to have on my shelf. I can't believe how much my reading taste has changed since I first started this channel, and I think you can really see it in my, for example, book hauls. This book haul is very different from other ones that I have on my channel, but that makes it 2 hockey romances on this list. Then we have the most unhinged, and it's displayed out all across my bed behind me. The most unhinged purchases so far, and I don't remember if I bought all of them this year or if I bought some of them late last year, but that is the first 5 novels in the Ice Planet Barbarian series. It's alien romance, and it's written by Ruby Dixon, and it's published in these very nice exclusive editions from Berkeley Publishing, or Berkeley Romance Publishing, and they are so colorful and cute, and all of the cover artworks are absolutely stunning. Like, look at this. So I bought the first 5. I have 2 of the 5 that I bought, and I know that they keep on publishing the books in this special edition, which I'm so happy for. It's including like bonus chapters or like a bonus epilogue, and you know exactly what you're gonna get when you go into reading one of these books. You know what you're gonna get. It's gonna be mostly smut, mostly spice in the book, but there's still this like red thread of just sci-fi, I guess, with the aliens and the spaceships and this new planet that all these human girls are they are abducted by aliens, and because of an event in the first one, they crash on this not Hoth planet. It's an ice planet, but a not Hoth one. It's a Star Wars reference. But I really enjoyed the sci-fi aspect of this book as well as the romance aspects and the spicier ones. I think this was my favorite of the first 2, Ice Planet Barbarian and Barbarian Alien. And then we have Barbarian Lover, Barbarian Mine, and Barbarian Prize. But this is definitely, by far, the most unhinged romance series that I have ever bought for myself and picked up reading. But I have had a craving for sci-fi romance novels, and I don't just mean alien romance novels because that was a new thing for me, and maybe I will pick up more in the future from other authors, but especially sci-fi romance set in space, set in a spaceship or another planet. But that was the end of this book haul. My bed is now full with books. Maybe I have missed some as well on my shelf. I tried really hard to pick out the ones that I have bought recently. But with that said, thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a like and a comment below, and let me know if you have bought any books recently. What books did you buy? Have you read any of the books that I talked about in this video? And subscribe because I post a new video every week, every Thursday, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!